Today I am going to go over how I built my business in just 3 months. But first, I'm gonna need y'all to subscribe. You watch my videos, I know you watch my videos. Just click that subscribe button. Show love. And also make sure that you like this video and comment down below what other kind of videos you'd like to see me do. Alright, but let's get started. As a precursor to this video, I did plan on doing a boutique when I went into college. I went to college for fashion merchandising and minored in marketing. My initial idea was to create a boutique that catered to women that wanted to be a little bit more covered up, but also wanted to be stylish and cute while, you know, just living their everyday life. At the time in college, I wanted to cater mainly to teens and children because I knew how hard it was for my mother to find clothes for me when I was a little girl. I do still intend to do teens and children, but however, for right now, I am focusing on women in general. So going on a date with your husband, hanging out with your friends, going to brunch with your girlfriends, church affairs. So that's the kind of vibe that I wanted it to be. I did start the business process in December. However, you'll see what I mean by I developed my business in just 3 months as we go on about the video. December is basically designated for research and preparation. The first step that I did in December when creating this business was choosing a business name. Adorned by Adonai, it just truly spoke to what I wanted the business to be about. Adorned by Adonai means to be made beautiful by God. So even with the premise of my logo is a seed with a bouquet coming out of it. The seed stands for your foundation, what you're rooted in. And you see the roots coming out of the seed as well. And then the bouquet stands for how you represent yourself on the outside. So the premise of the business is how you are rooted and grounded on the inside is how you display yourself on the outside. Me being rooted and grounded in my beliefs, you know, I choose to dress more conservative. So I wanted to cater to that specific demographic of women who find it hard to find clothes that doesn't necessarily conflict with their beliefs or their lifestyle. Eventually, I did choose Adorned by Adonai. I love what it symbolized, and I love what I can see myself doing with it in the future. After I created my business name, I made sure that I established my business social media handles. After I created my business name and grabbed all my social media handles, I made sure to research how other boutique owners specifically created their businesses and their step-by-step process. I also developed my business plan. So I wrote up what the premise of my business is, who my business is for, how much I expected to spend to start up my business, and I also wrote down some goals that I had for my business in the next year, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. I also wrote up some marketing tactics. I researched what kind of business structure should I have. Should I have an LLC? Should I have a sole proprietorship? I chose LLC. I researched how to create an LLC in my particular state. I also researched the things that I would need for my EIN. So business address. For those of you who have an online business and don't necessarily have a brick and mortar right now, you can look into facilities that allow you to utilize their mailing address. I also looked for a graphic designer to create the logo for my business. I'm a very simple person and I wanted my business to have some sort of simplicity to it, but I also wanted to create a logo that was recognizable and that people would remember. I developed the whole bouquet thing because I really do genuinely just like flowers, and as my business continues, I am looking to establish more and more eco-friendly alternatives. So I feel like the flower was the best representative of that. Shout out to Megan Kate Co. She is fabulous. She made my logo and she even worked with my time constraints as well. So definitely look her up to do your logos if you are looking for a very simple design, but also just timeless as well. I also created a mood board for how I wanted the vibe of my store to be. And then lastly, in December, I established my launch date. This was also incorporated into my business plan as well. So my launch date was originally for February 25th. We're going to get into that as we continue and why that didn't really transpire the way that I wanted it to. So January is administration. In January, I established my business legally, and I also created all of my signage for my business. I acquired my business address, I acquired my EIN, I got my LLC, I purchased my domains, so my www. Filled out the PA100, and then I also got all signage. So I got my logo completed, and I also created my business cards, because in the month of February, which is a very key month, I wouldn't actually purchase my inventory. I also started to design the website a little bit. So after I got my logo back, I just started putting it in different places on the website, seeing where I wanted things to go. Really started doing things administratively on the back end of my website, and also started doing things administratively for my legal paperwork as well. The special month of February, which is dedicated to shopping, my favorite part. If all I could do for my business is shop and sell, that's all I want to do. That's all I want to do is shop and sell, shop and sell, shop and sell. I know that you guys will like it. I actually went to a convention in Vegas in which buyers go to purchase items to bring into their stores. Places like Nordstrom and Macy's, they actually have buyers that go to fashion shows to source out the items that they want to bring into their store, the things that they think people will love and the things that they think people will purchase. So that was my job for my own store. I made sure to pick items that represented me, but also represented what the business was about. One of the items is something that I actually have on now. It's our baby doll top, and it's flared in the back here, as you can see. And it also has bell sleeves as well. It's one of my favorites. I actually purchased this for myself because I love it. So I made sure to go with some neutral colors because I decided to start my clothing line beginning in the spring. So I made sure to pick some blushes, some pastels, things that people like to wear in the spring. And I made sure to also pick some clothes that women can really wear however they choose to. So for me, I would wear my tunics, so my texture tunic and my corduroy tunic with some jeans or some capris with some sandals. And some of my models chose to display the clothes with just the tunic. I wanted them to represent my clothes how they would actually wear it. I really wanted to represent real women in my clothing. I made sure to choose clothes that women can accessorize and also be a little bit experimental. Like one of my models wore combat boots with one of my texture tunics. One of my models wore heels with one of my texture tunics. So those are the kind of things that I tried to pick out in regards to all of my clothing. Just starting out, I am offering small, medium, large, but as I grow, I am looking to incorporate more plus size. And also I wanted to go into my original plan, which was children and teens as well. I really feel like there's a need for it, so I'm definitely looking to go into that as well. So with shopping, I did go to the trade show. I got all my shipping supplies because I want my store, as I grow, I want it to be more and more eco-friendly. I also made sure that all of my shipping supplies is 100% recyclable. That was a big, y'all don't have no idea, that was a huge thing for me, y'all. So I also basically bought a whole studio. My idea was that I wanted to be able to do everything that I need to do for marketing, all of my pictures inside of where my inventory is housed. I got a backdrop, I got lighting, I got a tripod, I got clothing racks, I got hangers. I made sure that I got everything that I needed in order to be able to do everything on my own if I needed to. And I wanted it to be professional, which is why I invested in it, and basically buying everything that would go into a studio. I actually wanted to launch my business on February the 25th, which was my birthday. However, I was unable to do so. The main reason why I wasn't able to start on February 25th was because I wanted to go to the trade show and pick out my items myself, especially for my first line. And because of that, I had to wait a little bit for my inventory to come in. So actually on February 25th, I did introduce my business and inform people that I am going to be launching in the month of March. So I put that on my Facebook, I put that on my Instagram, and I told them to follow both my Instagram and my Facebook. So February and March was a period of waiting for everything that I bought. And I got tags, y'all. I waited quite some time, y'all, for those tags to come in. I mean, it was weeks. So by the time that I actually got the tags, I had established that I wanted my business to start on March 19th. period. That was the first day of spring. I felt like it was the perfect day. And when I got my inventory and got my tags in, I actually went to a seamstress to get my tags sewn on. Y'all, you wouldn't believe. I took it to the seamstress. Now this is a major shop known in Philadelphia. I'm not going to say which one, but I did take it to a seamstress. She informed me that my clothes would be ready in a week's time. So I waited a week. The clothes were still not ready. So I waited a few more days. I went and picked them up. Some of the tags were just not sewn on right, and I did not feel comfortable selling my clothes with the tags not sewn on right. So I took them back. I waited another week because that's how long she told me the first time. I called the seamstress multiple days towards the end of that week, and I could not get anybody on the phone. Now mind you, this was when Corona really started. So I figured, you know, maybe it was because of that, but you know, I still need somebody to pick up the phone. So I'm calling this lady. She's not answering the phone. I called one of the branch facilities. They informed me that the lady's probably really busy, so I just pop up on her. You know what I'm saying? Are they done? Are they ready? So I go in there and y'all, my clothes had not been touched. It was still in the same state that it was when I brought them. So I said, no problem. I took my clothes, y'all. I went and got some thread and I sewed them on my sewing machine myself. It is what it is. Alright, the lady that sewed on my tags, she messed up. I didn't like how some of the pieces were tagged on. I felt like they were sloppy. I went to school, I learned how to sew. I know it looks sloppy and I cannot sew that. As you can see here, it got handled, okay? I got my clothing, I got my tags sewn on my clothing, I finished my website, and I launched my business in 3 months. December was my research month, but I actually started putting things into motion January, February, and March. And so that was the process, you guys. What's it like actually running the business? You gotta stay tuned for my next video. That's all that I have now. Make sure that you stay tuned because I'm gonna definitely be dropping more gems and things like that as we move forward. Sometimes it's helpful, especially for people in your community, it's helpful to see videos of people that have done it. So I want to make sure that I continue on with these types of videos. Make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like, make sure that you comment, and I look forward to engaging with y'all in my next video. Thank you. Bye.